So this is the back of the van, and I'm going to show you guys the garage and how the bike rack works, as well as how the battery system works, the water system, and it should be really easy and straightforward. Okay, so to operate the bike rack, which you're more than welcome to use if you have bikes, there's this red lever here that you're going to pull out, and it'll allow you to pull this down. You would then use all of the red fixings are places where you can adjust. And so don't forget to put the front down for your front wheel here, your back wheel here. It has a little strap, goes like that. This gets ratcheted down on the front of your tire, and it's it's a pretty straightforward bike rack. So you can have it upright by pulling that lever there. And so to open the garage doors, there's this handle here, the black handle that sticks directly out around this silver ring, and you would push this down. It takes a little force, and then it won't go farther unless you pull this black lever here, and then you can hold that down. And there is a stopping point here, but you'd want it to go farther for the doors to open properly. So pull it down again until it clicks into place. And then you can open the back and have it fully stand open on both sides. There's a black lever here to pull this side open. And so then we have what we call the garage. And so the garage of the van has all of the electric. It has the water. It has the propane for the oven. And so you have this drawer here that you pull both of these, you push both of these yellow levers down, you can pull this out to get easier access to some of your items. And so to put that back in, you just push these levers, and you give it a decent amount of force, and it should slide right in, and then it clicks into place. So to turn on the propane, you're going to go over here to these red levers. There's two of them. You're going to open those up. You have a standard 20-pound tank in here, and it's got the lever on top, and you should be able to reach in, and righty-tighty and loose is open and turned on. So have it, we'll probably have it turned off at the time of rental, and then we'll open it up. So if you aren't getting propane, just come and open that tank up normally, and then close this back down. And then you have on top of here, you have the shower, and so you'd be able to just pull these coils out. You want to make sure that the pump in the kitchen is turned on if you're going to use the shower, and ideally you have heated up the water before or are okay with a really cold shower. But you would pull this lever here to open the flow to this to the shower here, and then you would just swing this over, and it would start outputting some water. And so you have hot water all the way open and slightly colder pulled towards you. This does not lift up, it's just a twist. And so remember to close it back off, and that's how the shower works. And so the next important part is, so this is the water tank. You fill the water tank. There's a black door over here on this side, and it has a lock on it. The key is in the glove box on the passenger side, and please take care to keep that key. It's currently the only one we have, and so you would just open this, and there's an air intake as well as the actual chamber where you push the water through. And so you can just fill the tank through that. It holds 25 gallons of water. We will have it full for all of our renters, and so there's likely no need for you to ever fill it. This is Bernie. He is the owner and inheritor of the van. And so now the battery system. So the only thing that you really need to know for most people is that to turn on the inverter, which controls whether you can charge your phone through the standard outlets, whether you can do the water heater, it's the water heater and charging of your devices through outlets that you would need the inverter on for. You'd also need it on to charge the van itself if you're hooked up to shore power. And so how you would do that is this would normally be in the middle here on off. There's just a switch here that goes between on, off, and charger only. So if you are only charging the van, you would just flip it down, and that would allow this black plug here is now able to receive power, and you would hook that up to a standard outlet. So if you want the inverter on to charge your devices, you push it up to on, and that also allows you to charge at the same time. So you can be hooked up to the shore power, have the inverter on, and so you can do things like heat up the water without ever actually putting anything on the batteries. In the back here, we have 300 amp hour batteries for a total of 300 amp hours. It's a lot. It's plenty to do most things. And so there's you shouldn't have to do anything with that. If something trips the breakers are in here in this gray box. There's also additional breakers here and here. Yeah, but that shouldn't be an issue. Other things to note, we have traction pads here for the guests in case the van gets stuck. I would hope that we shouldn't be doing too many gravel roads in this car, that you don't need them, but if you do, they're right here. They're just ratcheted to the top. There's also all of this safety equipment that we provide with the van. You've got, for Alaska rentals, you've got bear spray in this cooler. You've got tarp, you've got in case an emergency happens, we have a really strong tow rope. We have leveling blocks for when you're stationary, and you have this roadside emergency kit that has a automatic pump that you would just hook up to the car's 12 volt battery output. And it also has an emergency survival kit and some Allen some socket set. So that should be pretty much everything you need to know about the garage here. There are lights in the back with this switch here if it's dark out.